we're going to cover what I have been able to do and what I have not been able to do for my 12 cast stones of 2026 here in July of 2026. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, grab your drink, grab your project, and join me. Come on. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm glad you're here. Whether you're new, you're returning, or you just accidentally clicked on a video and you're like, what the heck? Regardless, I'm glad that you're taking the time out of your day to hang out with me for a few minutes. So, I started this journey back in January, for those of you who don't know, and I had 12 cast stones. I do think that I'm changing my mind on 2 of them. Let's talk about what I'm doing, and then I'll talk about the others. How about that? All right, let me see. Let me get back to my projects. All right, so I will tell you the one that I have finished today is the Classic Ribbed Hat by Pearl Soho. Now, yes, it's a little big, and I even decreased faster than they wanted me to, because they wanted me to do every other row, and about right here you can kind of see I started doing every row so that my decreases were faster. But this one, like I said, this was the Classic Ribbed by Pearl Soho, and I used Jelly Bean of Big Twist yarn and Superman ice cream, and I have a good bit left. So the other 2 hats that I have finished, which is the classic, this is my baker's hat, and this was 2x2. Both of these used Big Twist Jelly Bean as well. This one was cinnamon something, and I don't remember this one. Hold on, let me click on it. I used Bubblegum Babe in this one, and then, hold on, I can find out what this one was. This one was Sizzling Cinnamon, okay? So, all 3 of my jelly beans have been completed, because I chose Jelly Bean, Big Twist Jelly Bean for all my hats. There is one more hat left. Let me go ahead and bring that out to show you. I have them all stuffed in different bags, y'all. I'm so sorry. I can't remember what's what right now. Okay. So this one is the BeWind Hat. And I had expressed a concern over this, and I ended up putting it on holding tube because, and I was just looking back over the instructions, because the right twist, which forms this beautiful pattern that I absolutely adore, they were wanting me to do the right twist. It says like knit 4, then do the right twist several times until you get back to your marker. Well, the count was off, and I thought it was my count. So I looked back over the entire pattern, and it is not my count that is off. So I had asked for y'all's help. I did not get any responses to that request, and that's fine. I have figured out what I'm going to do, even if the knit count in between each right twist is wrong. I know pretty much where I'm going to have to remind myself. I might have to frog a couple rows after I start back doing this, but because it wasn't lining up right. And I think I'm just going to have to fudge it and make it work, because I don't know if it's a problem in the pattern or what's going on, but I have decided to go ahead and finish this one. The reason I want to do that is because I want to do this design in a top. I don't know if I want to do it in like a t-shirt type top or a tank top. But the premise would still be the same. I would still be setting up the rows just like the pattern tells me. So it'll be interesting. That'll be kind of a self-drafting type thing. Or it might just be a blending of the BeWind Hat pattern with a conventional tee or tank pattern. And for this one, I am using Red Heart Cherry. Red Heart Super Saver Cherry in the Ogo form. And I mean, it's using very little. See, I have my little Ogo form in there. I believe I'm using 5mm or 4mm. I'll have to look back at my pattern. I hope I did, because I took the needles out. So I hope I wrote it here in this Ravelry, my notes. Yes, 4mm. Ha! At least I put it in there. Okay. Now, that was all my hats. I have completed the one pair of socks, the vanilla, my pattern vanilla socks, in the easel by Universal Yarns, and I think it was coloring book. I have finished those. And then I've got, well, I put it only in here with that one. Oh, it's coloring book. Yeah. Okay. The only other problem is the other socks. I will cover those first. The Hobie yarn, the Hobie sock yarn that I'm using, like I expressed one time before, it is not working out. I have not been able to find, I have not looked for the thread, the nylon thread to hold throughout. But this is Hermoines Everyday Sock pattern. It is a free pattern. I did mess up, but once I realized I messed up, because this is I was doing this during one of my nieces, the niece's graduation that I was just telling y'all about. I was doing that during her first graduation from the technical college, not the high school one. And I realized I had gotten off track. So then I continued to do that to make it look like it was on purpose. Now, whether I can repeat that in the second sock, that's a whole nother ball game. But I have completed the heel on this one. And now I'm working into the foot. Okay. And this is using Premier Serenity yarn and charcoal. I don't think Premier makes that sock yarn anymore. I don't know. But the next pair, so that's the pair I finished, the Hermoines, and I was doing the Hermoines sock in the Hobie blue color. But, you know, oh my gosh. Okay. You see what I've done? I have dropped these stitches. So we're going to take 2 seconds, and I'm going to pick these puppies back up. I have needle minders, y'all. And I really should use them for these projects, because I'm not working actively all the time on these projects, so they're hanging up. Hold on, I've almost got it. There we go. Okay. Oops. Oh, I almost forgot that one. Alright. Now, I have picked up all the stitches. Now I have to transfer them and do all that mess, but I will do that later. I'm just now... I did it again, man. Okay. I'm going to pop this through here so it doesn't pop off as easy. There we go. It about did it again. So I'm going to hold on to this for the moment. I'm just now doing the heel on this one. And I've got one already completed. Of course, I haven't woven in the cuff end, but it is being finished. So this is my second sock on that, and I'm gonna leave this out so I will remember, because I think I have some needle minders over there. Actually, I'm gonna put it over here so I don't accidentally hit it. And today is not the day for me, y'all. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And my son and daughter-in-law and grandson just drove up because it is Sunday, you know, the day before I upload this video. We are going to be burning the stump piles out in the field because he went and got a pump so that we could safely have water to put out any flames. Okay, so now we're going to move on to tops. Alright, so I have in my possession the cable Strata Tee, the Aria Tee, the main Strata, at the Seaside. Main Street top is the only one that I do not have in here, and it's because I think I plan on doing that top. But if I remember right, see, I'm using Yarn Bee Fresh Haven in different colors. But I'm scared that that is too thick of a yarn here in South Carolina. Now, I may be able to still make it in that yarn and wear that in the wintertime, because it'll be it's going to be a denser fabric. So that one I'm on the fence about. The other one that I had thought I was going to give up was at the Seaside. And that one, I was having trouble with it because it's a contiguous shoulder, and I've never done contiguous. So it was giving me some trouble. And I'm using Meredith's gift, my daughter-in-law's makes. Here's another one of my daughter-in-law's makes. It's like a knitted rainbow heart, and then another of Meredith's stitch markers. So Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet has reached out. Like I said in one of the other videos, she walked me through step by step in texting, and I mean, you know, in words, in print, on how to do it. And it looks a little different, and her help was so much more than the video that they had on this thing, because I think this one had the help. I don't know, it's a download, and I've already downloaded it before, so I don't really want to re-download it on my laptop instead of my phone. But the video, yeah, because see, she gave me a video that was similar to this kind of lifted leaning increase. But I'm going to tell you, I like the look of what Hannah helped me with versus what the video was supplied with the pattern. And I know it's a free pattern, so I can't be asking for someone to hold my hand throughout the whole thing. But I want to get this contiguous shoulder down because I like the idea of having a raglan fit without necessarily having those raglan seam. Or the easiness. Let me rephrase that. I want the easiness of being able to do a top-down seamless top without having the raglan. Okay? So, we're going to see. I have decided to pick this back up after Hannah helped me with it. I have not touched it since then, but you know, it's been a little crazy in my life. So, but this is back on the burner. Okay, I've not given up on it. Sorry, y'all. I've been talking nonstop here for a moment. Of course, you know, I got my sparkling ice. That is so good. This one is fruit punch, and usually I don't like fruit punch, tropical punch, anything of those flavors, but that Starburst flavor. Okay, and I'm going to show you, even though I haven't done anything since my last update on this one, but for those of you who haven't been following me, it's wrinkled. It's been in this yarn bag for a hot minute. So this one is my, what did I say this one was? The Cable Strata Tee. Alright. I am using, originally they use a solid color and then a lace mohair type. And I'm not doing all that. And it is pre-blocking, so it looks horrible. But it'll be alright. I am using Big Twist, not Big Twist, Joann's KC cotton in the hand-painted versions. And it is fingering weight. And I love the way the colors are falling. This is the back. Okay. And now I'm starting the front, I think. I'm pretty sure this is the... Yes, this is the back. Because it does raise up. Because I had to do some shaping so that it doesn't bunch up at my neck. And now I'm on to the front. Now, there was something about the front. I think it was the... And I'm not liking... See the holes? This is the breast darts or whatever, the increase for, you know, your breast. I'm not liking the holes there. Because the point of having this in cotton is so that I can wear it in the summer. I don't want to have to wear a cami or anything else underneath it because that's just too hot. Now, I finally invested and got myself a beige bra to wear underneath said things that show things. So I might be able to get by with it. And I don't know if that was the only problem. Like I told y'all in a previous video here, not long ago, I want to go ahead and get back on this and see if it was just that particular that I was having a problem with. And I think it was, because I was like, wow, this is really, really holy. But I also had not bought the bra yet. So, if it just looks flesh-toned, now, I'm not going to have a problem with that, you know. I don't know why I'm so modest and I don't want people to see my bra, but that's the way I am. I don't know why. I have no explanations. But it is getting there, and I would like to finish this soon because we will stay in hot temperatures probably well into early October. Mid-October is when we start cooling off a little bit. Not necessarily enough for a jacket or anything, but like when the fair comes to town, it's enough to where when you go to the fair at night, it's a little cool and nippy. Maybe a long sleeve, but not a jacket. So I still will have time, but I really want to get this finished. But I've been distracted by this one. Now, no, I'm not a big fan of the yarn that I'm using, but I also wanted to complete the shirt regardless, and I'm glad I have. I'm glad I have kept with it. This one is using Hobie yarn in conjunction. They did a collaboration with Bella Coco, and this is her yarn. This is Hobie's yarn with her. Pretty much like Tony Lipsy with TL Yarncraft. Neither Bella Coco nor Tony Lipsy are responsible for the yarn. Yes, their name is on it, and yes, they collabed with them in wanting to do fiber content and what they wanted, but ultimately it is with the manufacturer, and that is Hobie. The problem I do have now, Bella Coco wanted a yarn that was more friendly toward crocheters, so she did the alternate twist. Okay, Well, I happen to be knitting with this, so that already puts me into a position to where I'm untwisting the yarn with every stitch, because of the way you hook your yarn and you move your yarn. Well, anyway, I originally started this with the pardon me, with the, it's fuzzy. And so I just had a whole lot of fiber go down my throat. And it's still there, I think. But anyway, I have this, and I had 4 creams. And I had a blue, a pink, a purple, and an orange corally look, okay? Originally, I was going to try to incorporate all of them after the first try. All right, so let me back up. The first one was going to be the cream with my Yarn Bee hand-painted merino yarn from clearance Hobby Lobby like years ago. But there were a slight difference. I don't know if it was the texture of the yarn. I could have kept going and saw to see if it would work itself out when I blocked it. But I could visually see the difference in this and the other yarn where they met. With the creams, because that has cream in it. And that was Supernova. So I pulled it all apart, started over, and then I went with cream. And then I thought, I'm going to use all the colors, right? I'm going to stay with the cream top, but then I'm going to do stripes with all the colors. Well, the problem with that is I was scared that they would not look good. And plus, even though I have lost weight, I am a broad woman. So, it's still, I don't want stripes to make me look wider. Correct? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because we all know that, you know. Anyway. So then I decided, just do one across the chest. I can do the top, the yoke and all that, the V-neck, do that. So that's what I came up with. Now this one is called the Aria Tee. And for anybody who's wondering, I will put everything down below, all the links of all of these tops. In my entire 12 cast stones of 2026 will be down there. Forgive the stitch unevenness because this has not been blocked. Now, when I was doing this, I was worried about not having enough blue that I was using across the chest to carry onto my arms. So I went ahead and did down the sleeves. And then I thought, well, I want to know, because I'm scared that I'm going to run out of the cream. So I finished off the arms so that I would, the arms and the neck, so that I would be able to say, okay, well, when I get to the bottom of this, if I run out of yarn, is it going to be long enough? Well, in order to get all that information, you kind of need to be able to have your neck and your arms done. So I did. This is how far I have gotten with my Aria Tee. And I have went through almost all of the blue. There's a very small, maybe a gram nugget left of the blue. But this is what it's looking like. And I bled on it, and I'm hoping that I can use some, see, early on, you know, it's not hard for me to bleed, but early on I bled on it. So I'm hoping that once I block it out, when I go to wash and block it, I'm going to use some peroxide right there to get that out. I can see it in the back of it, especially, you know, when I can see that. I don't know if you could have before I pointed it out, but anyway. So I have finished all that, and now I have started on the blue. I mean the white. The cream. Jeezy Pete, y'all. This is what happens when I have people waiting on me. My mind gets all discombobulated, and yeah. to be fair, my son called up here and asked me, you know, would I be up for this? And I said, well, let me finish the hat, which I was working on the Pearl Soho hat. I said, let me get that finished and get my video recorded, and then I'll be ready. I said, give me a couple hours before I can pitch in. And then he was up here in an hour, and I'm kind of like frustrated because, not at my son, just frustrated overall because I don't like my family working. If I am physically able to help, I don't like my family physically working and me not being right there along with them. So that's still running in my brain. But yeah, I'm excited. I just put these back on these needles when I went to start the cream again, because I wanted to put it on holding tube and try on tube so that I could try this on after I did the neck and the sleeves. Now, the one thing is the technique that I was looking at about that right there didn't work as well as I wanted. So what I'll do is I'll just take some cream yarn later and stitch up the back of it to close that in. And if I don't, I'll wear it like that for a little bit. And if I don't really like it, then I'll rip it out. But the thing is I may not wear the shirt much anyway. And that goes back to how I was talking about all the fibers flowing around. It is a fuzzy yarn. It is a fuzzy, fuzzy yarn. I'm going to see if I can't... I don't have anything really, truly dark to put behind it right now. Actually. Well, that's got fuzz on it, so... It's got fiber fuzz. But one of the reviews of this yarn, other than, you know, knitters having a splitting issue and everything with it, is that it peels. So, yes, I have a pillar or a sweater shaver, whatever you want to call it, that I can get the peels off of. But I don't know about the longevity of this. I love the design. I love the cream and then the stripe. I am adoring it on me. Now, if you remember a few months back, I was talking about ditching all of the V-neck ideas and going with scoop neck. I like this V-neck, but it comes up about right here on me, I think. It's about mid-breastbone, before my diaphragm, but not up to my collarbone. So it's perfectly situated without the weight of the rest of the sweater or the rest of the shirt. So we will see how that works when I get the rest of it done. Now my concern is, you see, it's barely under my breast right now. Okay? I have this much cream left. This is my last ball. And I think per ball it's 3.5 ounces. Oh no, I do have this little bit. But I was saving this because I want to do a split hem. And I can pick up the front or the back of the hem with this extra little bit. So let's see. They are... 50 grams. So 1.75 ounces. So not even 100 gram, 3.5 ounces. See, I had enough to do this top if I had combined the colors. Now that and this was all pre-tariffs. So, I don't know. This thing's got so much fuzz going around. I don't know if I'm going to have to order more of this, because I don't want to add another color, hence the striping, But what I'm going to do, because this from the blue down is all the beginning of one ball of yarn. So I have 50 grams. I'm going to see how far that 50 grams is going to get me and see how many inches I get, because all of this I can't really use that information up here because I was doing sleeves, I was doing raglans, I have missing stuff from here, you know, so there's no good. All of that used 2 3/4 of a ball because I have about 1/4 of a ball left. And I'm looking at it like I need to know. I have a very, very high suspicion that I'm not, if this was 2.5 for this spans, which I will probably need at least this much more underneath the stripe, I'm probably going to need at least 1 to 2 more balls. And I don't know what that's going to look like because, like I said, this was pre-tariffs, and since then, Hobbii has had a lot of financial issues, and I don't know what the price of it is right. Actually, let me look while we are here together. I have the Hobbii app on my phone, but that doesn't do me any good when I'm using this. All right. So what they did the last time I looked at it, they had incorporated the oh nope, I didn't want Bella Coco print. I wanted, okay, so to tell y'all what I have Meadow Mist, Berry Crush, and this is Coastal Drift that I actually used. And then I used Blush Bloom and Sunset Sorbet. So I had all 5 colors, I think. No. I only... No, I think I did get all 5 colors. Because I wanted to try them together. But, and I will still use them. If nothing else, I will use them in... a hat or something like that. Now let me see the solid colors, because that's where I'm going to get my cream. Okay, so they're $6.40 with the tariff already included. Now that is a little bit more than I paid for these, plus I'm going to have to pay shipping. So just say that I'm going to need 2 of these. I think this was number 3. Of course I would put it all up and then want to say, oh, let me look on the computer. I'm sure this has got cocoa. I'm pretty sure it's cream in number 1 and number 3, or it could be ivory in 1, but I'm pretty sure it was, yeah, it was 3, so it was cream. Alright, so I'm going to do 2 creams. I'm going to see how much this thing might cost me. So let's just add 2 of them. Okay. So it's going to be $8 shipping. So 2 more will be 20 bucks. And no, I'm not going to spend $70 more to get free shipping. Not when I don't need anything else but this. So if they're still doing it the way that the last time I looked, then they had the tariffs included in the price, which I didn't really appreciate when they did that, because you look at the pre-tariff price, then you add the tariff, and it comes up with a cheaper amount than what they have put on the site. And a lot of people had a problem with that. But I'm gonna keep this in the background, so that's gonna be about 20 bucks to finish this off if I only need 2 more. And I really don't think I would need more than that, because I don't want it super duper long, because it is a summer shirt. I know y'all think I'm crazy, but wool is supposed to be very, I mean, I know what wool is like because I wear wool socks year round. And my feet don't sweat. So I'm hoping that's the same case with the wool shirts. Because, you know, I have seen people say that they don't have a problem with the wool shirts because it actually has the wicking effect. Now, whether that's true with this Bella Coco yarn is a whole nother ballgame. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm so excited to get this, at least this much done of this one. Because if this one works, it's a race, whether it's at the Seaside, the V-neck with a contiguous shoulder, or it's the Aria Tee raglan, or it could be the other t-shirt that I made in the KC hand-painted cotton that I wore, that I've worn on the channel here, by Originally Lovely, the perfect knit tee. So a few of those. I want to get it ironed out so that I can make me some tops in the yarn that Laura sent me, the yarn that I bought, the Malabrigo in Cobalt that I bought from Premier Yarns. And there was another, the other Yarn Bee. Now I have the Yarn Bee in Supernova, but I also have the Yarn Bee in the, I think it was Harvest something. I can't remember the colorway off the top of my head, but actually, let me look. I hate not knowing, and I said this in one of the other videos. I couldn't think of it. Alright, merino wool yarn. I think it was like a harvest color or something. It's driving me nuts. Nope, it wasn't. It was hibiscus palm. And it's got that beautiful burgundy, and then it's got some teal and some orangey looking tan brown. I don't know. But it reminded me of harvest time, honestly. Now, they're calling this, let's see. My eyes are horrible. They're horrible. It's really not describing the colors. And I don't have it. It's over here on my shelving unit, so I don't really have it available to show you. But you can also look back at the Hobby Lobby haul video, and I will show you. It shows you in there. But I do think I'm going to stick with the burgundy up toward my face. I don't know how that color is going to play out, because you know, when you hand paint with hand painted yarn or speckled yarn or, well, self-striping, you kind of know what you're getting. But with hand-painted and speckled hand-dyed yarn, you don't know how it's going to play. Like with the cable Strata Tee, I love how that actually came out. I mean, I like how that was, the colors were falling on that. And it didn't really change. You see how at the bottom it was all in the round, and then as I got up to the top, it started to pull a little bit, but not overly bad. It's the stripes aren't as spread out necessarily, but I'm okay with that. I really am. So we're gonna get into that, but I wanted to find out how I like the fit of the Aria Tee and how I liked how it set on my body. Now, I know when I change yarns, it's going to set a little differently, but this is a fingering weight merino yarn, so I don't think any of the other yarns will really drape a whole lot differently, because they're all merino, they're all fingering weight. They might be different types of merino, but Actually, no, I think they're all superwash merino. I think. Let me pull up Bella Coco. I think hers is superwash too. And it just says 100% wool. Of course it does. Yeah, it's not telling me. Unless y'all know. If you do know, leave it down below because I'm not seeing it. And that's me just scanning the website without, you know, being overly non-paying attention to you. But, yeah. It's... I do like the color play in the Bella Coco merino prints with that coastal drift. Because you can see some color variations in the tone of the coastal drift, you know. Actually, I'll get my face out of the way so you can actually see it. So I do like that, and all of the others would be the same way. So I do wish I had, you know what, if this works and I like the way of it, I could make my niece a top in this, because I mean, if it's okay to wear in the summer, I can make her a top, or even I can make her a little t-shirt, and it won't matter if it's striped. She's a size 0, you know. But she's about to have that baby, so we'll see, you know, what she wants to do after that. But I wanted to come on here real quick. I know I have to get outside. I have to get up to the field and get this fire pit going. These piles burnt, so I can we can move forward on some things for the land. But I hope you've enjoyed my catch up today. I know a lot of you do not knit. I know I have some people who do both, but I do know that I have mainly crocheters. So I hope this was at least a little fun. I'm not showing you crochet works, but you know, it's crafting in general, and I do love to show that. So I hope you've enjoyed the video today. If you did, give me a thumbs up, please. It only takes a moment, even if you're doing it on your TV. It just lets YouTube know that I am putting out content that is worthy of being seen. So I appreciate it. And if you haven't, you can subscribe. Just click the drop down menu and go to all instead of personalized for the notifications, because YouTube gets to pick if you don't put all. And even then, it doesn't sometimes show you every single one of them. I've noticed that with, like with Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches and Kelsey at Passionate Kelsey, but because it doesn't notify me of every video they put out either sometimes. So, and I have those on all. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go out there and get busy out there, and I hope the start of your week has been uplifting and that you have found some little bit of joy. If not, look for it. It's there. I promise. We just have to find it. Take care of you, and I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye.